Deep beneath the surface of the Atlantic Ocean, in an advanced underwater lab called the Emerald Cove, lived a sophisticated humanoid aquatic robot named Corelia. Corelia was not like the other humanoid units that were programmed to stay inside the quiet, safe underwater base. She was endlessly curious about the world above the surface, a place filled with bright sunlight, giant steel ships, and unpredictable humans. She often swam near the surface sensors, watching human vessels sail past, wondering where they were going and what secrets they held. On the human side of the sea, Captain Edward was navigating his legendary pirate-style automated ship, the Golden Raven. Edward was a respected futuristic captain, known not for cruelty, but for his love of technological discovery and uncharted territories. His crew believed in many sea legends, especially the rumors of rogue humanoid guardians that were said to protect hidden underwater technologies. However, Edward was a pragmatic man who trusted his navigation system, his charts, and his instincts more than urban myths. One warm summer evening, a sudden electromagnetic storm rolled across the horizon without any warning. The sky turned dark as ink, and violent waves began to crash against the metallic sides of the Golden Raven. The strong solar interference knocked out the ship's navigation screens, and the main steering engine lost power. Edward fought with all his strength to keep the manual controls stable, but the powerful current slowly forced the vessel directly toward a dangerous stretch of sharp, rocky cliffs. From the quiet depths below, Corelia's environmental sensors detected the heavy turbulence and distress signals on the ocean surface. Curiosity instantly got the better of her advanced processors, and she swam up toward the storm to investigate. When she reached the surface, her optical sensors saw the massive steel ship tossing helplessly in the gray waves, just moments away from crashing into the sharp, deadly rocks. She calculated that if the ship struck those rocks, every single human on board would sink to the bottom. Determined to prevent a disaster, Corelia decided to use an acoustic audio feature that humanoid units rarely shared with humans, her synthesized voice frequency. She swam directly to the front of the dangerous rocks, activated her audio transmitters, and began to broadcast a powerful, clear melodic signal. Her song was not a trap to glitch the ship systems, but a precise sonic warning call that pierced right through the howling wind and heavy rain. On the bridge of the Golden Raven, Captain Edward was struggling to hold the manual wheel when his audio sensors suddenly picked up the strange, beautiful voice over the sound of the storm. The signal was so clear and striking that it instantly caught his full attention. He realized that the frequency was coming from a specific direction in the dark water, guiding him away from a hidden danger. Trusting his sharp instincts, Edward turned the heavy steering wheel with all his energy, steering the Golden Raven directly toward the source of the mysterious acoustic sound. By shifting course at the last possible second, the ship narrowly missed the jagged black rocks. A few moments later, as if by magic, the violent storm began to clear, leaving behind a calm sea under a starry night sky. As the crew cheered in relief, Edward walked over to the side of the metallic ship and looked down into the peaceful water. There, glowing softly under the moonlight, was Corelia. Her sleek humanoid frame and glowing mechanical accents shimmered just beneath the dark surface, and her intelligent optic eyes met the captain's astonished gaze. For the very first time in his long life, Captain Edward was staring directly at an autonomous aquatic humanoid. Instead of feeling fear or greed, Edward felt a deep sense of gratitude toward the cybernetic creature. He carefully took off a silver mechanical compass that hung around his neck, a valuable antique tool that had guided him through dozens of dangerous ocean journeys, and dropped it gently into the water as a sign of respect. Corelia caught the metallic object smoothly before it sank into the dark depths below. Corelia examined the silver compass with great fascination, scanning how smoothly the tiny magnet moved inside the glass. She looked back up at the human captain and gave a gentle nod of appreciation. In return, she reached into her waterproof compartment, pulled out a radiant, glowing blue core battery, and tossed it up onto the wooden deck right at Edward's feet. Edward picked up the glowing energy core, amazed by its strange warmth and advanced engineering. It was far more valuable than any standard power cell or stolen tech his crew had ever found on their adventures. He realized that the true magic of the ocean was not hidden in high-tech treasures, but in the mysterious, peaceful connections built between humans and humanoid life. From that memorable night forward, an unspoken agreement existed between Captain Edward, and the humanoid unit of the Emerald Cove. Whenever the Golden Raven sailed through those particular waters, Edward would lower his ship's digital flags as a sign of honor. The crew knew that these waters were sacred and protected by advanced intelligence far beyond their understanding. Corelia, on the other hand, often swam near the surface whenever her long-range sensors detected the familiar dark sails of the Golden Raven on the horizon. She liked watching the ship pass safely by, knowing that not all humans were dangerous or hostile. The silver compass became her favorite artifact, reminding her of the brave captain who listened to her signal when the world was stormy. Over the years, stories about the Golden Raven and the friendly aquatic humanoid spread to ports all across the ocean. Many greedy treasure hunters searched for the Emerald Cove, hoping to steal advanced technology or capture a humanoid unit for fame, but none of them could ever locate the secret facility. The cove remained hidden, protected by dense environmental fogs and jamming signals. Only Captain Edward possessed the secret knowledge of how to navigate safely near the cove, guided by the peaceful memory of the blue core. His crew grew wiser and more respectful of technology and synthetic life, learning that the sea was not just a road for trade, but a living world full of wonder and futuristic harmony. As time went on, the bond between humans and humanoids proved that mutual respect could bridge the gap between organic and artificial life. Long after Edward retired from sailing, the story of the pirate captain and the curious humanoid lived on as a classic legend, told by sailors around campfires under the clear, quiet night sky.